The highs, the lows, and the unknown.
Hi everyone, welcome to Almost Grown. I am Rosie.
And I am Anais.
And we are your co-hosts today. Today we are
welcoming you.
Sorry, I almost said her part. We are welcoming you to our podcast, Almost Grown, where we are focused on finding and redefining our identity, establishing good and fruitful friendships and relationships, and navigating young adulthood.
Oh, yes, baby. And today's topic is boundaries. And this statement was brought by Ray, saying no and not feeling guilty for it. So let's dive into it.
Let's do it. Okay, so boundaries can be found in a lot of places in our life. And I think 3 different places that we find them is personally, in friendships, and in relationships.
Yes.
So those are the 3 main points that we're going to be talking today and discussing how we've had to incorporate boundaries and how we've incorporated boundaries.
Exactly.
So far. Also, disclaimer, we had such a hard time filming this and just prepping for it.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize how hard it was going to be. We were like, that's such a great topic. Let's get it done. But honestly, it's taking a lot of us to sit down and really be able to self-reflect and see like, oh, wow, like I need to work on this. Or even me, like I feel like I'm still working on establishing boundaries.
Yeah.
So this is definitely going to be a very fruitful conversation.
Exactly. But at the same time, it's been good because we've been able to identify, this is where I've set boundaries so far. And I'm like, it's good to know that I progressed a little bit compared to, when I was in my teenager years. And I was saying yes to everything and feeling guilty for everything. So talking about the personal one, a big one for me, because I'm mostly starting to develop my career, and pretty much when you develop your career, it's just an expansion of yourself and everything you've built during your years. Like you, girl, you're building a lot. Like she's starting a lot, girl.
Stop.
So this boundary for me is alignment over obligation. So I used to feel so guilty. I used to feel frustrated. I used to say yes out of fear or any of the above when it came to job opportunities. So I've learned to categorize when a new opportunity comes to my way, a new client comes to my way, and I'm like, is this actually aligned with me, or am I just doing it for the money, or am I just doing it because it could be an opportunity, or am I just doing it out of fear? So that's something that I've learned to set with myself, and instead of me just like jumping to go and get something, if I'm not ready for it, I will take my time and be like, okay, let me think about it, rather than just like saying yes because I want them to know that I'm ready all the time and I'm going to be there for them. Like that's something that it took me a while to understand, that I don't have to be there for every single person, for every single opportunity. People can wait. I can take my time to make decisions. I just don't need to jump, and that gives me more clarity when I'm choosing who I want to work with. So that's a big boundary that I'm still learning. So that's my boundary. What about you, Rosie? What's your personal boundary?
I feel like for me, I also have been working on trying to be more organized with my time and where, like, being intentional where I spend my time.
Exactly.
And what I say yes to, what I say no to. Like you said, mine is more like on the, and it's not very like just like career. Like for me, I think it's just overall what I've been realizing, just like life in general. I'm like, oh my gosh. But no, I feel like one thing that has really rooted me with my boundaries, like that I know is like a very strong boundary that I have developed, is my commitment to going to church on Saturdays on Sundays.
Saturdays and Sundays.
Well, Saturdays hometown, because that's the day that they have mass in the evening.
See, makes sense.
But so it connects. But Sundays, it's just being faithful to to myself, knowing that I will go to mass on Sundays, and that's not that's a no-brainer.
Exactly.
Like there's no plan, no nothing, unless like, life or death, like someone's dying or something. Then but it's honestly like, I think that's one place in my life that I've truly established a good boundary with myself, saying like nothing else will, interfere with what I've put for myself. Like that's
exactly, because that keeps you grounded. That brings you peace.
Yeah.
That brings you faith. So
yeah.
I feel that that's a big one, especially because I've seen it in you as well. For example, in other great habit, which is working out.
Oh,
Like when you set a great habit for yourself and you set that boundary with yourself, I'm not missing a workout every
Yes.
single day. Let's give an example. Personally, I need to give myself at least 4 workouts in the week.
Okay.
4. Like I'm a trainer, I'm a
Minimum.
Pilates instructor, so I'm always
Yeah.
training other people.
Yeah.
But that wasn't another thing. That was just like I was training other people, and I'm like, wait, I've forgotten about myself. I've crossed that boundary for my career. So now I'm like, I need to train with myself, and no one is interfering with that time, like at all. Same thing as you are doing,
Yeah.
because that's gonna bring you. I put like myself in like 3 questions. Does it align with the woman I'm becoming? Will this expand me or drain me? Is this gonna bring me any peace and purpose? So based on that, I take decision in like whether I want to establish it as a boundary or not with my time.
That's really good.
Super valuable.
Yeah. I need to write this down. I hope you guys are taking notes.
Go back and write the questions.
Go right back and down.
Exactly. All right, let's dive into the next boundary part.
Yes.
Okay, so let's dive into the second topic. So we're gonna leave the relationships one for the end because that's the juicy one, guys.
Yeah. Ooh.
That one
Thoughts?
we learned to set boundaries
Yeah.
the harsh way.
Yeah.
So Rosie was telling me about how she's been able to set boundaries in other areas of her life. But please, Rosie, share with our audience.
Okay. So I am currently in the state of learning how to stop. I feel like one thing that I do is people please.
Welcome to club.
Like I always want to say like yes to everybody. It's not for me, it's not coming out of like wanting to be liked, but wanting others to know that I care about them. Like I'm saying yes to you because I care about you and I want you to know that. And I'll do it for you. Like that's why I say yes.
Which is horrible because like sometimes you're putting yourself like in the back, like you're like,
Yeah.
I want this person to know that I'm there for them, but I'm like, okay, but what about yourself? Like you cannot give to others unless you're giving to yourself.
Okay, exactly. So that's one thing that I've learned and I have to start incorporating more, just being able to say, no, I can't like go to that or I can't do it. But I don't know, a lot of it is just being able to say no. And I think that's if you are able to do that, I
and
applaud you.
And 100%. And not only just saying no, because that's another thing, like how do you say it? How do you, we were talking about like soft boundaries. Like I guess for me that brings also like, how do I explain that? Because something we were discussing last time is, especially women, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. So we apologize for things that we shouldn't.
Like one time I was walking down and I think it was their fault, like that they were gonna like bump into me and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I'm like, wait, why am I apologizing?
Like, is that like something that we just have like is a mechanism that like we constantly do? And it's I think because we've learned to always say sorry and be polite and be nice. And don't get me wrong, you have to. But there's so many times that we say sorry without needing to. And it took me a while to feel comfortable saying, for example, instead of like, sorry, I can't make it to like your dinner celebration on Sunday, like instead of sorry, like I won't be able to make it, but if you come up with another plan later on the week, let me know. We'd love to be there. So a matter of like rewording the way that you're setting your boundary in a polite way without apologizing, without making yourself like smaller just to be liked or accepted into it. So
that's a good. So we forgot to record the second topic title. It is boundaries in friendships. I have a friend whose name is Tammy. She knows
I love
adore
Tammy.
her. Yeah.
I love you.
She's amazing. And I think one thing that she's really enforced in me recently, like while we're working and stuff, is just like whenever something's wrong, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she's like, never apologize. Never apologize. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. So I think having friends, like being surrounded by people also who understand you, like will also help the process of
Yes.
developing those boundaries.
Yes, and people that are aware of their language. Like, let's be real, most communication comes from your nonverbal communication. So we speak from our body language, for the way that I look at you, for my energy. Very little is verbal, but it's so important. Like, I don't, like, another boundary of mine is I don't surround myself with people that speak very negative and low about themselves, because they also do passive comments. Maybe they don't even notice, but they make passive comments, negative comments. And I just don't believe in that. I because I don't believe that about myself. I don't want to be listening to that around me. So once I identify that, I know a lot of people don't do, especially in our age, they don't do it. Me, it's something that we've, like, for example, like, oh, we're just broke college students. Like, that's something engraved in our brain that's common to say, and it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. I think one thing that I've also have been not working on, because I've been establishing is the correct term. I've been establishing in my friendships is the way that also people talk about others. So I know that I'm not going to be the person to be saying something negative about somebody else, or like saying something, oh, did you see this? Or just throw gossip in there. So when I hear that around me, or if I hear a friend of mine coming, oh, did you see who did this? Or I immediately like shut it down. And I'm like, you know, like, and I don't say it in like a but and sometimes I do, like with my close friends, it's like, okay, you know how I feel about it, and they'll like stop talking about it. But also being able to surround yourself with people who also
talk highly and uplift each other, and even when the person is not there, because the moment, like, if you're in a group of people that they're talking about bad about someone that you know altogether, the moment you leave that table, the next person they're going to be talking bad is you.
100%. And also, I guess tying it back to boundaries is letting other people know that is a line that you're also not willing to
like let cross by other people. Absolutely. And sometimes you also don't need to, and this is just coming into my mind, like, necessarily say something about a boundary, like, oh, guys, I actually don't feel comfortable with that. Sometimes it's necessary, but I feel sometimes just your solely presence and the way that you speak,
the way you carry yourself,
it's a whole boundary itself. So just coming up to someone and people, like, the moment I met Rosie, the way she spoke, the way she dressed, the way the things that she talked. And that's why this podcast, you know, it's happening because our conversations are always very uplifting, very positive.
Yeah, very fruitful.
Yes, exactly. So, like, wait, let's share this.
Let's film it.
Let's film it. Let's make a podcast.
Yeah.
So that's another big important one. Totally. So not necessarily bringing into words like, oh, this is my boundary, but showing it with your presence, with your energy, with the way you carry yourself. Totally. You ready for the juicy one, guys?
Yeah.
All right.
The next topic is boundaries in relationships.
Ooh, juicy.
Yep. But before we continue, I think it's a good reminder to know what a boundary is and what it's not. So a boundary is something that you do, not something that someone else has to do.
Yeah. And that's such a big truth, because sometimes we just focus it on, like, no, the other person has to change about this. Not the other person has to do this different. And it's not that. It's really when you decide to walk away or when you decide to do something different about it. And now tying it to the whole relationships part, it took me so long. It took me 2 years, but there's women that it's taken them, and I know them over 20 years, to understand that it's way easier to literally change the man that changed the actions of the man every day. So I will let you discuss a little bit more in depth about that one. My big boundary when it comes to relationships, because I personally experienced like a loop, a vicious cycle, and I've seen it in friends that I really love and appreciate, and it's painful to see this, especially us being so young. I do not entertain chaos. That is disguise as chemistry or excitement. I'm a person that is a very adventurous person. I'm very passionate because I'm Latina, obviously. I'm definitely so passionate about life and love and all the excitement part of it. But I had a really hard time understanding when that was chemistry and when that was just chaos.
Your nervous system.
Yes. And going actually a little bit into the
Yeah.
science of it, like when you are so used to chaos, you're used to being pulled in and then left out. And that comes a lot from like abandonment issues. So, oopsie. So I grew up in this, I realized after therapy and all that, I didn't grow up with my biological dad. I did have a father figure, but in me was, that sense of abandonment. So when I encounter a relationship, when the person was constantly pulling me in and then abandoning me, pulling me, I was engaging with that dynamic, and I was like, and it was so addicting. And that's when your nervous system becomes, addicted to that. So
Like a high and then lows.
yes, exactly. And then he blocks you, or you stop talking or whatever, and you feel this anxiety and like, oh my God. And then he texted you, he's not the right person, he's hurt you, you've seen the red flags, very red. And then you're like, oh, but he texted me, and then you get this high, and then you get this hopes, and then you get all this excitement and everything back up. But I've realized too that if it doesn't bring me peace, oh my God, get the hell out of here. Like, don't bother me. Like, and that took me a lot to understand that peace doesn't mean that it's boring. Peace should feel safe. Peace should feel grounding in our relationship. And do not confusing that chemistry with that connection part.
Yeah, I had heard this friend like mention it one time where it was like, if it's causing you confusion, then it's not from God. Like if it's causing you constant confusion.
Yes. Yes, or it's like, yes. And there's that phrase that said like, if you're not sure, it's no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so now every time someone asks something, like, I'm sure I'm like, oh my God, it's no.
Yeah, and I think it's good that we start thinking like that, because I know it can sound a little extreme, but when it comes to your feelings and your emotions, it's something that you have to put yourself, like, establish that.
Exactly. And like after experiencing all that, I was like, the next person I'm with, I know how much I can love and I know how much I can give. So I'm not going to accept anything less than that. Okay. And second of all, the person I'm giving my heart to and my emotions and my time is someone that's worth of it. So, but you don't get to learn all these things until you pass through the pain and different processes. And with that, and I'll be closing my part of this boundary, big one for me is clear communication in relationships. Like I used to have a lot of mixed signals, like, it's, if you cannot communicate clearly, if you're, when you're like, and I even still do this, and I'm working on it. We're all working on our boundaries, but like, what should I text him? What should I say? Should I put this as smiley face? Should I put the question mark? Should I put the other? It's like, should I do all these things? And like, why can't I just have a clear conversation with this person? Hey, I like you. Hey, let's do this. Like, what can it be? Like, and it's just us getting off of that, like, constant, like, oh my God, but I cannot show that much interest, and I cannot show that. Just keep a clear communication. That brings you peace. That sets a healthy boundary for you and the other person.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
With that, I'll wrap it up.
Yay! So good.
Oh, thank you, love. Well, tell me about your boundaries in relationships.
Okay, so I feel like for me, I've done a lot of growing and self-reflecting on this topic, especially in this past week. It's taken us a week to like really sit with it and see what we think about it. And I think when it comes to relationships, I've found that in my past relationship, or actually I think
in my entire life,
like in my past few relationships, I feel like I've always tried to be like, oh, but if you do this, then yeah, if you do this, and then I'll try to like in a way morph him to just be more what I like, when it's not like that. When it comes to boundaries in a relationship, it's about what you do, not what the other person has to do. Exactly. And so that's one thing that I've had to really work on it and grow with it. But yeah, so being able to recognize that if a person is not doing what you want your future partner to be doing. So like my future partner will be attentive in this.
Yeah.
He will pay attention to this. He will like this. Like there's certain things, like for example, religion. My future partner will be a religious person.
Exactly.
And I can't try to tell someone else to be religious and then we'll be happy. Like I think that's where the boundaries come in with relationships, where it's like, okay, you have to have a strong connection with yourself and what you are going to accept.
Yes.
And be faithful to yourself as well before you're able to be faithful to the other person, because you can't say yes to them.
Exactly.
And then say no to yourself as well. Like,
yes. And you have to think at the end of the day, the person you're going to go all this life with is just yourself. And I know it sounds very selfish, but at the same time, the person that you should care the most about is still yourself. I know you care about your family. I know you care about your partner. I know you care about eventually our kids. But at the end of the day, you have to think, what is the best thing for me without hurting someone else? And a big one for me that in my past relationship, okay, this is story time. I was driving back from work. Next day I had to drive like super far. And then out of nowhere in my dashboard, a little sign comes up. And then I'm like, what is this? I'm freaking out. It's a triangle with the exclamation point, is it? In the middle, it was just a tire pressure. But I was freaking out. I had to drive a lot next day. And so I called my boyfriend at the time and I'm like, could you please like help me, I don't know what's going on. And he's like, oh, it's okay, baby. It's just the tire pressure. And I'm like, I need to fix this. I'm driving a lot today. Like, I don't know how to like put more air in my tire. And then he's like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. I'm like, can you come and help me? Like, my idea is that he will come and do it for me and blah, blah, blah. That's what I want him to do. He was tired. He was like, babe, I'm playing video games. I'm relaxing. It can wait. I got so offended I broke up with him. I think it came back with him.
I didn't got back together. But
yeah, but
not the point.
Exactly. But I was so offended. And it was because I wanted to change him rather than, okay, what do I want to do about it instead? At the end of the day, because I'm super cute, he ended up coming and helping me. And he bought me an ice cream. So he was really nice. But I got really upset about it. I called my mom. And my mom was like, I thought my mom was going to be like, yeah, I can't believe he did that. No, my mom was like, well, you cannot expect him to do it. If you want to fix it, you have to fix it yourself. So, however, I do have to say that eventually things like that I started to notice, oh, these things really matter for me in a relationship.
The little things.
Exactly. So these things I do have to look in my next partner. And that was one of the reasons why our relationship slowly started to pull apart, because I started to realize there's things that I appreciate that he is not. And I'm not going to demand him to change just because I want him with me. Yeah. But I'd rather talk to him like, hey, these are the things that I'm looking now in our relationship. Can you offer them? And he couldn't. And we decided to end it there. Yeah. So it's the hard part also about boundaries. You have to be okay with the outcome that it comes, and then that's where your faith comes in. The faith that something better is going to come, the faith that a better opportunity is out there, the faith that it had to be like that.
Yeah, that everything works like went that way for a reason. Yes. So that's a good point to make. And also, you had mentioned something earlier about, oh my goodness, I'm blanking again. Oh, it was regarding on how we can't be offended over the outcome. Yes. But also being the other person who is receiving the boundary. I think that's a good way to shift into our final point, which is being the other person. And sometimes it can be a little hurtful. I think I've had an example of this would be like last night, I think I had FaceTimed my friend and I was like, oh, like you didn't answer me earlier when I FaceTimed you. And him and I like talk all the time. So it was kind of like, he was like, well, I was busy earlier. And I was like, okay, like, okay, I guess. But also boundaries. Like, but he didn't say it like that. He was just like, well, I was doing a few things earlier, so I couldn't like talk to you. Yeah. So I think being able to like communicate, like when he communicated to, he was able to like set that down and be like, hey, like
yes, yeah,
and me not
notice how he didn't say sorry.
Yeah, yeah, he didn't say sorry. Like
and it was perfect.
Yeah, good for him. Like he doesn't need to apologize.
Exactly, and it was kind.
And it was kind. Yeah, like he said it in a nice tone. So it's kind of like when I was receiving it, I was like, yeah. Like
Okay.
it is fine. Like
Yes.
why am I overreacting? Like,
Exactly. And I feel like the sooner you start to accept other people's boundaries, the easier it's going to be for you to say boundaries. Because when you've been in the other side, you don't take it personal. You understand that that person setting their boundary. So when you set your boundary, you're not going to overthink, oh my God, that person is going to think
They hate
that I'm
me.
rude. Exactly. They don't like me. You don't want to be friends with me. Yeah. And so playing both ways, learning how to set boundaries and being okay receiving someone else's boundaries will help you also not feel guilty when someone says no or when you say
yeah,
no.
exactly. Like it'll
Yes.
be okay. It'll be okay.
Yes. So Rosie, we've discussed a lot today, so let's do a little recap of everything.
Okay. So a few takeaways from tonight's episode is just establishing healthy boundaries within yourself, friendships, and relationships.
Exactly.
And some of these were just, for example, personal, being able to identify and know them like the back of your hand.
Exactly.
First, you have to know your boundaries
Yes.
before you can
Go into any
Yeah.
of the other ones. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Next, our friendships. One thing that we heavily discussed tonight was just setting boundaries within them. One for us is positivity and surrounding ourselves, making sure we're surrounded by positive people.
Exactly.
And
positive environments.
they're positive vibes.
Yes, totally.
And then lastly, we talked about relationships, and one key takeaway from this one is just accepting who they are and loving who they are, or just walking away, not trying to
Exactly.
change him
Please.
or her.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
That's a big mistake. You
Yeah.
will drain your life trying to change a person.
Yeah.
It's not
So
happening.
don't change the man, change the
Demon.
man.
I love that. And because knowledge without action is just wasted potential, we're going to give you a few things that you can work on so you can actually put this in practice. So because this was something that we did, we need you to think about at least one boundary you have with yourself.
Like non-negotiable, set in stone boundary.
Exactly. It could be, I am going to the gym and no one is taking that space for me, period. I am going to my Bible group. I'm going to church. I'm doing something that it's your personal boundary that no one can step on it. No one and nothing. And there's a couple exceptions, but like it has to be like a crazy exception. So this will help you have a more strong sense of be able to say, no, you can cross this boundary, and you say, this is my boundary to someone else. So starting with your personal boundary is my invitation to you. So you start with something, and trust me, it's not that easy when you start actually diving down into the topic.
Yeah.
Rosie, you want to close it?
So for tonight, one thing that I do want to close it off with is just a cute quote that I found on Pinterest. I can't cite it because she doesn't have any citations.
Terrible.
But the quote reads, "It's important to understand that setting boundaries isn't a way to get rid of people, but a way to keep them in your life without destroying your inner peace."
My God, you have no idea how priceless your peace is. I not only have a healthy circle when it comes to my friends, when it comes to my relationships, when it comes to my personal life, but also with my family members.
Of course.
I keep a very clean space, and that has brought me so much peace. And because of that, I'm able to like really be so creative and bloom. And I'm so thankful that this cutie right here, it's part of that circle that
I'm
it's
honored.
Yes. And we have set boundaries with each other, and I don't have like a memory. I'm like, oh my God, she set this boundary and she hurt me. Never. I'm like, okay, that's Rosie's boundary. That's fine. And I'm sure it's been the other way around to it. So I'm really thankful for you, Rosie.
I'm thankful for you. And with that,
that's it.
we're good.
We're all set, guys. So don't forget to show love, because that should be another boundary we should put.
No, I just really hope that whoever needed to hear this, the message got through. And we're working on communicating. So be patient with us. But
And thank you if you watched all this way through here. Really, thank you so much. And let us know in the comments what was your biggest takeaway, or if you're feeling very vulnerable, let us know what's your personal boundary that you've identified or you will start setting. And subscribe, like, comment, all the great stuff. Oh, this is important to mention. We're not doing this weekly because
oh, right. We tried. We really did try.
and we have evidence.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do this bi-weekly. So expect to have one every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday.
Yay! And with that being said, thank you so much, guys, for all the support, for listening to us. I hope you have an amazing week ahead and you've learned to set boundaries with yourself and with others.
Yes.
And not feel guilty about it.
Don't feel guilty.
Don't say sorry.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Once again.
Yes.
That's good.
How was it?
Should that be added?
Yes. Why
Oh
not?
no, let's do that again.